Hi, Aries. This reading is for anyone who identifies as or is very interested in an Aries at this time. And I said this reading, I meant to say these readings. We've got the Strength card and the Chariot showing here. So some of you may be thinking about a particular Leo or a particular Cancer at this time, Aries, or possibly some Leo or Cancer energy in your own chart. We'll see what else comes out for us here in this first reading. It will be a general reading for you, but we are going to do 2 readings for May 2019 for Aries in this session, this recording, as I meant to do a bonus reading for you last month. I did 2 readings for you last month because it was your birthday season or your birthday month, one of them, right? But then I meant to do an extra reading, an added bonus, because I missed you in March. And I never got around to that bonus reading, so you're getting 2 May readings as well, Aries. And even though this first one is general and the second one is supposed to be more specifically about your love life, sometimes both messages do have love messages in them, so we'll just see what comes out for us. Page of Pentacles. So immediately my feeling is that Aries are in general learning lessons that are asking them to use their strength to make it through those lessons at this time, Aries. Okay, you may have it may have been a lesson having to do with needing to ask someone for help. It looks like you may have had to ask for help recently, or you just realized that you were done waiting on something that you thought you needed to help you in some way. But currently we do have someone, and it looks like you, Aries, like I said, learning lessons of sorts, being a student, a scholar of something, maybe a specific trade that you're learning, but possibly just, life lessons. Maybe learning lessons in or about your home and family life, related to your home and family life. But what's crossing you, what you have as you're learning, is this comfortable, happy, stable, peaceful, inviting, kind, pleasant home and family life. So maybe lessons in how to maintain that type of environment, lessons having to do with what it is that you want in your life, in your home and family, to make it, as I said, secure and happy, to make it stable, to maintain maybe even this partnership that we see pictured on this particular depiction of the 4 of Wands, 4 of Fire, the Page of Earth, and the 4 of Fire. Let's get a couple of advice cards for you, and then we'll delve into this a little more. So you actually got 3 pieces of advice. The 9 of Fire, or no, this is the 10 of Fire. I'm not sure if you can see these. Let me just clear this all. I'm not sure if you can see all of these advice cards here, but sort of tilt them like that. Okay, yeah, I think you can see those all right. And on the bottom of the deck, we do have the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Air, Aries. So this reading is about you moving on to calmer mental and emotional states, places, ways of living and being, thinking, feeling. And you're advised here to lean into what gives you, grants you financial independence, or simply just makes you feel independent and find gratitude for your independence, right? What makes you enjoy your independence, what you have all on your own. Although what's crossing you, as I said, is about this happy, comfortable home and family life, which often is representing a stabilization, two things coming together, like these two people, and being the forces that actually stabilize the home. You have 99 on the table, Aries. So some of you may be light workers, or are doing some light work at this time, doing healing work for people, basically. Just anything that is healing and helping others and our evolution. There's advice here about being overwhelmed, Aries, maybe needing to notice that you are overwhelmed at this time, that you do need that help you may have asked for in the recent past. Or, like I said, you either have asked for help or have decided that you're done waiting on something. And I think it would have been because it was such a burden with that advice card showing up, the 10 of Wands here. I see you keeping secrets in the near future. Just realizing that you have the secret within. Going within and listening to intuition and inner wisdom here in the near future, and the final outcome of the situation by the end of May. You're advised here to logically, mentally think things through, and this can also be a note that your work is almost finished, whatever lesson it is that you find you're currently learning, perhaps, Aries. This may have a lot to do with Saturn's activity. It's currently retrograde and in Capricorn, right, Aries? Yeah, it is, along with Pluto. Pluto and Saturn are both currently retrograde in Capricorn. So this may, since the root of the situation is the Devil card, which often represents Capricorn to me, this may have a lot to do with Saturn's activity in your chart, or the activity of Pluto and Saturn both in Capricorn. Whatever I would look at if I were you, whatever area governs, or whatever area of your life in your chart Saturn governs, or even honestly what's going on for a lot of people lately, even just those areas where you are finding things aren't meant for you, or are toxic and need to be cut out of your life, or maybe not even need to be cut out but are just naturally falling away, with Saturn and Pluto at this time both retrograde in Capricorn, as we said. So that might be a lot of what this is rooted in. However, I will say, Aries, that I sort of naturally leaned away from basing these readings on what I know is going on astrologically for us. I'm definitely an amateur astrologer, if anything, and still learning. So I tried to get with what was going on in the sky, and there's just so much going on this month, and just my natural feelings just lean me away from even paying attention to it, to be honest. And so what I want to say above all is what I see as toxicity here in the root of the situation. It could be a Capricorn that you're dealing with, or again, the Saturn Capricorn energies in your own chart. I would say that's particularly relevant if that's something that you've been interested in learning about. Definitely go for it right now. Or if that's something that you already know about because you're, really savvy about astrology, then certainly that could be what we're talking about. For a lot of you, though, like I said, it's something that you've been addicted to, that you've been attached to, that you've been maybe even before the beginning of May. So maybe even back in April, the beginning of 2019 in general, that you've been attached to in some sort of an unhealthy way. It's been infecting other areas of your life, influencing negatively, you getting work done, being productive in other areas of your life. Again, some sort of addiction. A person can be an addiction, a substance, obviously, just sugar or television, something that has been ruling and owning and dictating, exerting too much power over other important things in your life is what this is based on. If not a specific, again, Capricorn or Saturn area of your chart, or wherever or whatever area of your life it would affect, depending on where your Saturn is placed. If not that, then. But I think it's something that has been, if not completely toxic, I think there is something that's been at least unhealthy, and it has been a burden, and it has led you in the recent past to needing to ask someone for help about how to overcome this thing, right? Or just advice on how to change the situation from toxic to healthy, right? I mean, if it was a codependent relationship, let's say, or someone that you were addicted to in some way, you might not want to cut them out of your life completely. You may just want to find a way, get couples counseling or something, get some sort of help to where you can keep the connection, but save it so it's not toxic and unhealthy for you. Or even, let's use a general example, a common example. What if it's an alcohol addiction? Again, you may not want to give up drinking completely with your friends, with your partner, or maybe that's how you unwind after work. You may not want to let it go completely, right? But may need to ask for help and advice regarding how to keep it from being so toxic. Or especially like those other examples I gave, sugar, television, coffee, could be anything that's been, like I said, I feel like it's been infecting or certainly affecting and influencing in a way that you don't like other areas of your life. And that's what led you to ask for help. And I do think you're advised to notice here that was a good thing for you to do. Maybe some of you are regretting asking for help, because you're advised here to notice that it certainly was or still is a burden that you're carrying, and it's very heavy. And it's not that you can't deal with it on your own, but anyone in this position shouldn't be ashamed of asking for help, because this person may make it carrying this bundle, and this person may drop 1 or 2 sticks if they don't ask for help. This character, this individual that this represents here. For others of you, you have been waiting on this toxic thing to hopefully become healthier, and in the recent past, you just stopped waiting for things to improve. But in any case, it looks like all around you're noticing, realizing, acknowledging, admitting what it is that hasn't felt quite healthy, quite, I was going to say comfortable. It's certainly uncomfortable. Whether you're regretting asking for help or not, I do think it has led to a solution, because currently that's probably what these lessons are that you're learning, Aries, is how to overcome this. As I said, how to either walk away from something or change something that is negative and toxic and unhealthy, at least in some way, to something that you can continue to live with, that you can continue to have in your life, continue to enjoy, maybe. And I think you have to learn this lesson. I think, at this time, this lesson, whether you have to ask for help or not, no matter how much of a burden it is, whether you regret the help or not, this lesson needs to be learned. Someone here is a student, a scholar of sorts, like we said at the beginning. It needs to be learned so that your home can be this happy, comfortable picture that we see represented here. so that your home can feel stable, so that your home, your family life, even your friends who are like family, your close personal life in general can feel structured and stable and structured and stabilized and in unison. There's really a message trying to come through that I can't quite receive, it seems like, about two things coming together, maybe two people coming together. Some of you may be, and I hate to take it to a love reading place already, but that happens a lot. Some of you may be needing to drop something codependent and toxic and focus on, again, your own independence, your financial independence, because that is what keeps your home and family life stabilized for you and anyone else, maybe children or anyone else in your home or family life who it affects, that you've been in a sort of codependent type of situation. Or you really need to work on building your financial independence, asking your, it depends on what your spiritual life is like, but asking if you have spirit guides, just to, as a blanket term in general, if you receive spiritual guidance from the beyond or from anyone, asking them how to help you, or if they can guide you in the direction of cultivating your own financial independence. That may be who you've been asking for help. Something has felt toxic, something has felt, something has been infecting other areas of your life to the point where you couldn't overcome it on your own. Maybe even some of you felt like you were being attacked by an outside force. You may have been asking entities from beyond the veil, guides, angels, guardians, ancestors, source, Gaia, just whatever grounds you, whatever anchors you, whatever maybe you pray to. I see that may have been exactly who you were asking for help. And maybe that's why I'm seeing the 9s here, 99, and I was talking about divine work, light work. It could be that some of you are finding your financial independence through doing divine light work, or are asking other entities to do some divine work and healing work for you because you're not sure how to overcome this toxicity in your life, whether it's externally imposed on you or not. I think for a lot of you, it feels like it is, and that's what's led you to ask. It's been a burden that you just weren't sure you could carry on your own. And maybe you've been trying for a long time to cultivate this financial independence and the happy, comfortable home life that would come along with that financial independence for you, whether or not you live with anyone else or not. Maybe this is a happy home and family life just for you, or just for you and your pets. Maybe it is children and a spouse, etc. But wherever you are on that spectrum, it does also feel like that. You finally asked for help because you can see how the toxicity is keeping you from that goal, and you've been trying for a long time and can't get there. Some of you, though, at the same time, you're still a student. You're still in school or learning your trade, learning from someone, and that's why we see you learning here. But others, like I said, it is life lessons, learning how to keep this home peaceful, pleasant, inviting, and stable above all else. Stable, secure. These two people, they care for one another, but they also have the same goals in mind, and they have the same type of mindset. They have a mental connection and a mental agreement as well as an emotional one. There's love in this home, there's passion in this home, but that love and that passion extends outward and wants to be maintained. It wants to be maintained. So above all else, there's stability here. There's security and stability, because these two individuals don't only feel for one another, but they think in the same way and they have the same vision long term. So there you see them grasping hands as an emotional connection, but also as a shaking hands of agreement. We agree to keep this that we are building going, and to put it before other things, right? And so sometimes it is with someone else who you need to come together with. But I really see here the advice for you to concentrate on your own independence, though. So it can also just be you learning what you need to learn to keep your own home together, or to hold up your end of the bargain, your half of the deal, your part in it, to play your part. Let me just skip us right past these ads so I can finish this up and we can move on to your love reading. But what I see coming, as I said, I see someone keeping secrets in the near future. This can be a Taurus energy. So you had Leo and Cancer at the start, and then maybe some Capricorn and Taurian energy here. Again, those could be within, speaking of parts of yourself within your own chart, or people external to you. There's also Virgo here as well, and the outcome of the situation. A lot of Earth energy, Cap, Taurus, Virgo. Whatever you're learning, whatever you're learning how to do for yourself, whatever you're working on that you hope brings in the income to maintain your stable, happy, comfortable, secure home. Because whatever you're learning that you hope will make you financially independent, right? Or just that you hope will maintain this home in general. Maybe you're learning how to take care of the people within it, or literal elements of the home. I think it's you keeping something about that project, that lesson, that which you are learning to yourself here in the near future. You're learning how to navigate the people in your home, something about how to take care of it, or how to earn enough money to maintain it, right? And there's something about that you're wanting to keep secret, wanting to keep to yourself in the near future, Aries. And you're advised here again that the work is almost finished, but also to be honest and to think things through logically. Any decisions that you have to make at this time regarding that which you are learning, the happy home you're learning within or about, that which you are hoping grants you financial independence or just independence in general. Do so with your mind, not your emotions, not your heart. This is a decision to be made, again, logically, with the mental realm of your being. And I do think that you should be forthright and honest, but you can be an honest person and still not owe your whole truth to anybody. So if there are secrets here that need to be kept close to the chest and close to yourself. Someone is, if it's not you. If you're suspicioning that someone else this month is here in the near future, especially regarding what you're learning, what you're studying, your financial independence, your happy home and family life. Someone may not want to share with others that they had to ask for help. Yeah, you may be, whatever has been toxic and unhealthy for you and you've had to ask for help to overcome it. You need to overcome it in order to get to your financial independence and to maintain this happy home, you're learning a lesson about that. But you may not want to tell anybody. You may want to keep it to yourself. And then ultimately by the end of May, you've decided, I think, to really spend some time alone. So again, this happy, comfortable home, for a lot of you, it's independent. This often represents two people coming together and securing a home, but for a lot of you, it's just you securing your home. And you need help, but you're wanting to keep it to yourself, that you've had to ask for that help. You don't want people to know you've had something toxic and unhealthy to overcome, or just how much power it had over you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, Aries. I mean, your work is almost finished again. Your work on this, I feel like, is coming full circle quickly. I mean, you're moving here to a more comfortable, a calmer mental and emotional state. Definitely, you should continue to meditate frequently. And we've got the Tower card underneath of here too. It may be that some of you are keeping this this lesson you're learning about overcoming something toxic close to the chest, because you can see that things would kind of fall apart in your home or family life if you let that out to the people around you. This lesson, though, is about your independence. And you are choosing to spend some time alone with these secrets, with this wisdom that you learn through this lesson, through overcoming what has been toxic and unhealthy for you. It seems so much like it's your burden, your lesson, your home and family life, you needing time to meditate and to be alone and to go within and listen, again, listening to your intuition and your inner wisdom. If it tells you to keep this secret, it's yours to keep. Like I said, you can be an honest individual and still not owe your whole truth to anybody. That doesn't mean you're not forthright or honest. If it's about your burdens and your demons and your financial independence, of course it should be up to you how much of it you'd like to disclose. It looks like you're addressing things successfully. You're, like I said, whatever the addiction is, whether it's sugar or heroin or anything in between, a person, whatever, looks like you're noticing it. You've already noticed it at the beginning of the month or the year, Aries, and you are taking steps to take care of it. Asking for help, learning your lessons, prioritizing the home and or family life that's most important, and then using your intuition and your inner wisdom to discern when too much honesty is too much, when it is just your business. And the advice is just to lean toward your financial independence rather than any other type of codependency, leaning on someone financially, unless that's a step that you have to take in order to get to your financial independence, right? But to lean toward your financial independence, know that the work is almost over, and to be honest when and how you can be, and that this burden was heavy enough that there's absolutely nothing wrong with the fact that you had to ask for help, Aries. I hope that the needed insight there reached you. I know that was a little bit confusing. I really wasn't sure where it was coming from or where it was going, but I do hope that the needed insight reached those of you that it was meant to, and we will move on to a love reading for Aries now. For those of you who don't stick around for the love reading, I do hope you make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. Actually, I think we'll use a different deck for the love reading, Aries. This was the Deviant Moon Tarot that we used for your general reading. And now I think we'll use the Radiant Rider-Waite for your love reading. And I will say, for those of you who are still here from the general reading, yeah, there's a lot of healing that needs to happen from whatever was toxic in your life. Again, whether it was sugar or a person or heroin or anything else that you can imagine that you can be addicted to, there's a lot of healing that cannot be rushed, and you are rejuvenating. The healing is happening. It's taking place. The divine is helping you. A wish is being granted. The healing is happening. And it is miraculous, and it is long term and cannot be rushed. It will take a while, whether you realize all of the detriment that needs to be healed or not. So don't allow anyone to criticize that choice to ask for help, to rush that healing along, to distract you from the needed meditation time, the need to distract you or criticize. Distract you from or criticize the needed alone time, or the decisions that you make when listening to your intuition or keeping your secrets regarding all of that healing and the lesson about what was toxic and unhealthy. You know, don't allow that to be rushed or influenced by harsh energies outside of yourself at all, because it's a long-term healing that you're undergoing. Wow, I'm not ready for this. Is too much. But it feels like what it is, so we're going to take it. And what it is that regarding your love life currently, all is not what it seems, Aries. A lot of you may be interacting with some Piscean energy in regards to your love life at this time. Maybe Pisces energy within your own chart, Aries. Maybe your Venus is in Pisces or something of that nature. Here's your King of Swords again. Wow. 2 kings, a queen. It's coming to an ending, Aries. Regarding your love lives in May 2019, certainly if you're dealing with a Piscean energy, certainly if you're dealing with a Pisces energy and water energy in your own chart, it's by the end of May 2019 or moving into June 2019, it does look like this situation is coming to an ending. It looks like it was a negative cycle that needs to end, and it might be a painful ending, Aries, when you see the Ten of Swords there. Let's get a couple of advice cards. This is interesting. In the root of the situation, you have the Four of Fire, which is what was crossing you in your general reading. So somehow this is all based on you actually having a stable, happy, comfortable home and family life. And we have the Queen of Fire in the recent past. As I said, the Moon card, which can often represent Pisces, is covering you currently. The King of Cups is what's crossing you. The King of Swords in your near future. In the near future, somebody is going to be honest, and that may be brutal honesty. Maybe brutal honesty. And it leads to this ending, maybe a painful ending, but if it is, it was a painful negative cycle that needed to come to a close, and you are advised to just go ahead and focus on your work life, Aries. Work. Especially if the first reading resonated with you, it certainly looks like whatever you're working on might be what's maintaining, and that makes sense, right? Your stable, happy, comfortable home and family life that this is all rooted in. Someone doesn't fit into that home and family life. Maybe they're not helping you to keep it stable and secure, and maybe that's why it has to come to this ending here, Aries. But you're advised to certainly be honest with this person or your situation, whomever in the situation you need to as well. Maybe it is you. Maybe you are the King of Swords in the near future, being honest. That was a piece of advice you received in the first reading, was to be this King of Swords, to be honest, to be forthright, not to let someone else or maybe just yourself down in this situation by lying when the truth would fit better. But we also saw in the first reading that you were keeping something close to the chest. And this King of Cups here, who you're crossed with, can be someone who keeps things close to the chest. Now, maybe this is you. Maybe this is somebody that you're dealing with, Aries. What I'm really feeling here is that this person is just very measured and controlled in how they share their emotions, because they've mastered them. They're very emotional, and they have definitely expressions of authentic, genuine expressions of love coming from their heart space to someone else, but they're very, again, measured and controlled in how they share those things. They're not going to be overwhelmed by their emotions. So that may be... that very well may be connected to you keeping those secrets. Overall, the two readings back to back, I just feel like someone is trying to keep a lot close to their chest, trying to keep a secret, but it's about to come out. And I really feel like it's the masculine part of the equation, the masculine part of the part of this relationship. This in your list, there is a masculine figure, at least a significant masculine figure affecting your love life. So whether that's you or your partner or someone close to the situation who's affecting it, who is going to be honest in the near future. And there is some mystery. There is some mystery and secret here when we see the moon card, all is not what it seems, which falls right in line with someone keeping something close to the chest, someone being very measured in how they share their emotion, and there being a truth that might be brutal that needs to come out. And I do think it is an instance of brutal and cutting honesty, even though he's upright, because it leads us right to this by the end of May, this ending. That's what I see. That's what's here, Aries. And there's definitely a lot of Pisces energy here. Maybe, again, maybe within your own chart, but there's someone who's having trouble letting go, and there's a Pisces missing from the picture. I think it's the Pisces who's keeping the secret. I think it's the masculine counterpart who has some truth to come out with, or or whomever is filling the masculine role. It can be the woman. Who is in a more masculine role, or just in her masculine energy more so at this time. But it can be that both people have some honesty to come out with, because that's also in your advice here too. So if you're feeling like you fill masculine shoes in this situation in your love life, then this can be your advice to go ahead and be honest, even though you're not sure how to, even though you're going to communicate immaturely and you've never said something like this, or certainly not to this person. You don't know how to deliver it. It's going to be harsh. It's going to sound wrong. You're advised to go ahead and deliver the truth, and then we see you doing so, right? But even if you're not feeling like you fill masculine shoes, if you're feeling more in your feminine energy, still, this is advice for the querent here, I feel, to go ahead and deliver your truth as well, and then you will find that you're also being met with some as well. So either way, lots of honesty coming out in the very near future. And again, the overwhelming message I have to deliver is that by the end of May, beginning of June, this is done. This is a cycle coming to a close. It may hurt. It was negative. It had to end. Somebody can't let go. A Libra may be part of the secret that's involved here. It certainly feels like a loss to somebody, but this is karma, and your karma is cleared here. Got the Justice card. The truth is cutting away the untrue. Maybe the two of you have been feeling alone together for some time, or someone else has, as I said, could have been keeping a secret. There could have been a Libra behind the scenes here. A lot of Pisces energy, but certainly the precise and impartial truth with the Justice card is going to cut away the untrue. And I think it's one another out of each other's lives, at least for a time. And karma is cleared. Yes, it's heartbreaking, but the lessons are learned and karma is cleared, and you are both absolved. And then it is time for some alone time, Aries, which is exactly what we saw at the end of the general reading. Karmic lessons are being learned. I don't think a lot of you see this coming, because I think that's what the message is of all is not what it seems. We've got the Queen of Wands here in the recent past as well. So you two have been happy together. You've had a happy, comfortable home and or family life together, and someone has been feeling very, very passionate about this connection. It's certainly the divine feminine counterpart in the situation, or whomever's feeling like they're filling a more feminine role, which can be both of you, of course. But she's the feminine aspects are on fire. Someone, if not both, have been feeling very, very passionate about this situation. Either the feminine aspect or the fire aspect. This could just be you in general, Aries. You've been feeling very passionate toward this Piscean or water sign. And there may be an air sign entering the picture in the near future. Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, especially Libra, since we saw this underneath here. Maybe it's the Libra that someone's been hiding who's going to come forward and be honest and bring the truth to light here. That could be for feminine Aries. who are dealing with both a Piscean man currently and a Libra behind the scenes. I'd say the Piscean man is also keeping secrets from you, and you both will have truth to share in the near future. But if it's not you who shares your truth about the Libra in the near future, then that may be the Libra themselves. If you're, kind of been keeping a Libra man sort of tucked away, he may come forward and clear things up for you. That's one message coming through. But it could work the other way, absolutely. Could also be Aries that you've been feeling really, an Aries male has been feeling very passionate toward a Piscean woman. Either way, however it fits for you. But there's no doubt that it's hard to let go of, and there's no doubt with the Three of Swords underneath there that it is heartbreaking. It's karmic lessons. And like I said, you really don't see it coming. So I hope the needed insight here has reached you. I hope it's given you the needed insight for those of you that resonated. Overall, yeah, just to go back to to what it does offer you. Pay attention to work life. If you're suspecting secrets from them, I'd say maybe pay attention to their work life even. But I think this is coming to an end here at the end of the month, guys. So I don't think there's any need really for stalking and that type of behavior or digging even, or even interrogating, asking questions. I don't think there's any need for it because we see this coming to an end. But we also see a really spiritual, fiery, passionate energy on the board who is influential. And we always talk about how you can change the path that you're on if you'd like to. So this is just a snapshot of the path you're on currently. It's not supposed to make you feel boxed in or determined. Of course, you can use free will, and your free will and others' free wills will edit these snapshots, these paths that we see you on now. But above all else, I see an advice to look at and lean into work life, and to be honest even when it's hard, even when you're not sure how to deliver the truth. Know that all is not what it seems currently. There is passion here. There is maturity here. There are two mature energies here. There's just a truth that's so hard to deliver that it makes someone feel immature and like they don't know how. But everyone here is very mature. Someone's mental realm is under control. Someone's emotional realm is under control. Someone's spiritual life is on point. They're very close to nature in general, meaning people. And that's why, like I said, they can be very influential in this situation and in their life in general. Definitely getting the vibe of a woman dealing with two men, a fire sign woman dealing with a water sign man, and an air sign man. So, specifically, again, I'd say be ready for that Libra to go ahead and come forward to your Pisces if you're not planning on it. But we are going to run out of time, Aries. I've got to leave it at that. I'm sure I can leave it in your capable hands. If you do need a private reading, just scroll down to the description box below. All of your options are there, all of your links, and I love it when you email me first, lunartixtarot@gmail.com, and we can talk about specific questions, astrological information, or you don't have to email me. You can just follow a link and get your general reading. You can just tell me that you want it to be a love reading or any of the other specific topics that you can find below. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of you likes, subscribes, shares, comments, messages, orders, donations, all of it. Thank you so much. You keep Lunartix Tarot going, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I hope you all make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. Don't feel boxed in or determined by this. I love you all, and I will post another reading for you very soon.